Good morning students. This session is for class 12th. We are studying magnetic effect of electric current. Dear students, in last sessions we have completed topics like Ampere's circuital law, then their applications, and after that we have completed the force between two current carrying long parallel conductors. And then we have completed the questions based on that topic. Okay. In the last class we have completed the torque on current carrying loop. You can see so this was the last question which we have solved already. So let us start with the example 4.12 NCRT. Okay, we are going to solve this question in this session, and after that we will study about the circular current loop as a magnetic dipole. Okay, so let's solve this question, that is example 4.2. Let me read the question. A current carrying circular loop lies on a smooth horizontal plane. Can a uniform magnetic field be set up in such a manner that the loop turns about the vertical axis? ओके, तो यहाँ पे देखिए बताया जा रहा है एक करंट कैरिंग लूप है जो हॉरिजॉन्टल प्लेन में है, और आपको पूछा जा रहा है कि क्या आप ऐसी मैग्नेटिक फील्ड प्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं जिससे ये वर्टिकल एक्सिस के अबाउट रोटेट करने लग जाए. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे एक यूनिफॉर्म फील्ड मैग्नेटिक फील्ड सेटअप करना है. सेकेंड पार्ट इस जो क्वेश्चन का है वो है अ करंट कैरिंग सर्कुलर लूप इज लोकेटेड इन यूनिफॉर्म एक्सटर्नल मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. इफ द लूप इज फ्री टू टर्न, what is its orientation of stable equilibrium, so that in this orientation the flux of the total field, that is external field plus field produced by the loop, is maximum. Okay, so you can see here. And the third one is a loop of irregular shape carrying current is located in an external magnetic field. If the wire is flexible, why does it change to a circular shape? So there are three questions and we are going to explain, or we are going to solve one by one. So let us discuss about the first, that is A. So A is, you can see here the current carrying loop is placed on a horizontal plane. So the answer of this question is no, because that would torque tau be in the vertical direction, but tau is equal to m cross b you can write, or m is equal to I into a, since you know that the magnetic moment is defined like this, m cross b. Okay, so this IA is m, that is magnetic moment, and this one is the cross. So you can see here no, because that would require torque to be in the vertical direction, but torque is equal to m cross b, and since area vector of the horizontal loop in the vertical direction, so torque would be in the plane of the loop for any magnetic field B. So you can see that suppose if this one is the loop, then the area vector is always perpendicular to the loop, this, that is this one is area vector. Now you can see, can a uniform magnetic field be set up in such a manner that the loop turns around itself, it means about vertical axis. It means we are talking about this axis in direction of area vector. Okay, so in this case the torque should be in the same direction of the rotation, it means in this plane. Now okay, so you can see here, since torque is equal to m cross b and a, that is area vector of the horizontal loop, is in vertical direction, so tau would be in plane of loop for any b. सो जो टॉर्क है वो इसी के प्लेन में होना चाहिए फॉर एनी बी. ओके, सो दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. नाउ द सेकेंड पार्ट इज a current carrying circular loop is located in uniform magnetic field. If the loop is free to turn, what is its orientation of stable equilibrium? So that in this orientation the flux of the total field, that is external field plus field produced by the loop, is maximum. So let's see the solution. So the orientation of stable equilibrium in one where the area vector A of the loop is in the direction of the external magnetic field. Okay, in this orientation the magnetic field produced by the loop is in the same direction as the external field. Now both normal to the plane of the loop and thus giving rise to the maximum flux of the total field. So I hope you understand this explanation. Let me repeat the explanation. Actually for stable equilibrium the direction of this area vector and the external magnetic field must be the same. Okay, so you can see the orientation of stable equilibrium is one where the area vector A of the loop is in the direction of the external magnetic field. Okay, this is the condition for stable equilibrium. In this orientation the magnetic field produced by the loop in the same direction as external field. So for both the normal to the plane of the loop, thus giving rise the maximum flux of the total field. So this is the explanation of this question. I hope you understand. And the third one is, so you can see, I hope you understand, this one is the external field and the field produced by the loop are in same direction in this explanation. Third one is, a loop of irregular shape carrying current is located in an external magnetic field. If wire is flexible, why does it changes to a circular shape? So the answer of this question is, it assumes the circular shape with its plane normal to the field. To maximize the flux, since for a given perimeter the circle encloses the greater area than any other shape, so for the maximum flux, in this case there must be the maximum flux passing through the area. So for the maximum flux, this circular loop take a shape of circle because this irregular loop takes a circle because shape of circle, because in that case there must be maximum flux as compared to any other shape for a given perimeter. Meaning of this is, for a given perimeter, suppose you have a triangle, you have a square and you have a circle of equal perimeter, then in this case the area of the circle is maximum. Okay, so for maximum flux the irregular shape coil takes a shape of circle. Now we are going to start next topic, that is circular current loop as a magnetic dipole. Okay, so students, we know that the magnetic field due to current carrying loop at a point on its axis at distance r from the center is given by this formula, that is B is equal to mu naught I r square by 2 x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2. So here you can see that this mu naught is the permeability of free space, I is current flowing through the loop, r is radius of the loop, this 2 is constant, and this x is the distance of the point from the center of the loop on the axis. Okay, so let's see what is given in this paragraph. So you can see here in this section we shall consider the elementary magnetic element, the current loop. We shall show that the magnetic field at a large distance due to current in a circular current loop is very similar in behavior to the electric field of an electric dipole. And in previous sections we have evaluated the magnetic field on the axis of circular loop of radius capital R carrying a steady current I. Then the magnitude of this field is given by the equation, that is B is equal to mu naught I r square upon 2 in bracket x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2. This is actually equation 4.15 given in the same chapter above. Okay, and its direction is along the axis and given by the right hand thumb rule. So direction of this magnetic field, because you know that the magnetic field is a vector quantity, so direction of this magnetic field is along the axis of the current loop. Okay, and this is given by the right hand thumb rule. Here x is distance along the axis from the center of the loop. For very large x, suppose x is greater than capital R, we may drop the r square term in the denominator. So for x is larger than capital R, we may drop the r square term in the denominator, and thus B is equal to mu naught r square upon 2x cube. Okay, note that the area of the loop A is equal to pi r square. Thus B is equal to mu naught. If we take x is very large as compared to the r, you can see here if this part is very large, so you can neglect this r as compared to the x, and you will get here 2x cube, because this power is 3 by 2, so 2x cube. Okay, so this is the value actually, that is with I. Now note that the area of the loop is A is equal to pi r square, so you can multiply pi in both sides, means in numerator and denominator. So this pi r square together becomes area. Okay, so you will get B is equal to mu naught IA upon 2 pi x cube. So mu naught IA upon 2 pi x cube. This is the formula for magnetic field. As earlier, we defined the magnetic moment M to have a magnitude IA. So since magnetic moment of a current carrying loop is defined as M is equal to I into A, hence we can replace this I into A by M in this equation, and we will get B is equal to mu naught M upon 2 pi x cube. Okay, if you multiply by 2 in numerator and denominator, you will get this B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi 2m by x cube. Now the expression given by equation number 4.31a, you can see here, is very similar to an expression obtained earlier for the electric field of a dipole, and the similarity may be seen if we substitute. So the formula for electric field intensity at a point in the axial line of dipole, you can see 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2p, the p is electric dipole moment upon x cube. So you can see this formula is very similar to this one. If we replace mu naught by 1 upon epsilon naught, I am talking about this formula, so you can replace mu naught by 1 by epsilon naught, then dipole moment m by p, magnetic field by electrostatic field. We then obtain E is equal to 2pe upon 4 pi epsilon naught x cube, okay, which is precisely the field for an electric dipole, at a point on its axis, considered in chapter 1 section equation 1.20. It can be shown that the above analogy can be carried further. We had found in chapter 1 that the electric field on the perpendicular bisector of the dipole is given by A. So this one is the formula for the electric field intensity at a point in equatorial line of dipole, or you can say electric field on the perpendicular bisector of the dipole, and that is equal to PE, that is electric dipole moment, upon 4 pi epsilon naught x cube, where x is the distance. Where x is distance from the dipole. Now if we replace P by M, mu by 1 by epsilon naught, in the above expression we obtain the result B for a point in the plane of loop at a distance x from the center. So for x very greater than r, it means we are talking about the very large distance as compared to the radius of the loop. So this B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi m by x cube, okay, where x is very large as compared to radius of the loop. The results given by the equations that are 4.31a and 4.31b becomes exact for the point magnetic dipole. So these results are exactly true for these point magnetic dipoles, and the result obtained above can be shown to apply to any planar loop. So we can we have already discussed about these results are for a planar loop, so we can show these magnetic field are planar loops, okay. So you can see here the result obtained above can be shown to apply to any planar loop. A planar current loop is equivalent to magnetic dipole of dipole moment m is equal to I into A. So this one is the formula for magnetic dipole moment. I hope you understand. which is the analogous of electric dipole moment P. So this one is analogous of electric dipole moment P. This one is. Note, however, a fundamental difference. So now we are going to find out the fundamental difference between electric and magnetic dipole. Okay, so you can see here an electric dipole is built up of two elementary units, the charges, or electric monopoles. So you can see here an electric dipole is built up of two elementary units, means the charges are electric monopoles. But in magnetism, a magnetic dipole or a current loop is the most elementary element. So actually meaning of the statements are, in case of electric dipole moment, the smallest unit is charge but not the dipole itself. But in case of magnetic dipole, the smallest unit is magnetic dipole itself. Okay, so this is the actual meaning of the statements given here. In the next point you can see here this one, the equivalent of electric charges, magnetic monopoles are not known to exist. You can see here. So if you want to compare electric charge in case of the magnetic dipole, so it is not known. It means in case of magnetism, magnetic dipole is there, but in case of electrostatics there is electric charge. Okay, we have shown that a current loop, you can see here, we have shown that a current loop, first one, produces a magnetic field and behaves like a magnetic dipole at large distance. So this is the conclusion of our discussion. So we have now we have shown that a current loop produces magnetic field and behaves like a magnetic dipole at large distances. And second point is, this current loop is subjected to a torque like a magnetic needle. So it means this loop behaves like a magnetic needle because it experiences torque on itself. This led Ampere to suggest all magnetism is due to the circulating currents. This seems to be partially true and no magnetic monopoles have been seen so far. So this says that there is no magnetic monopole. However, elementary particles such as an electron or a proton also carry an intrinsic magnetic moment, not accounted by circulating currents. Okay, so you can see here, this is very interesting result. Let me repeat these things once again because these are very important. So we are going to understand the fundamental difference here. This is the fundamental difference. You can see here an electric dipole is built up of two elementary units, the charges. So you know that in case of electric dipole there is negative and this one is positive charges. Okay, so this one is negative, this one is positive charges, they are separated by some distance. So this system is electric dipole. Okay, but in case of magnetic dipole, you can see here, in magnetism, a magnetic dipole or current loop is the most elementary element. It means it is already the smallest one. You cannot break it into more smaller elements. Okay, the equivalent of electric charges, जैसे कि इसमें हम लोग इसको इलेक्ट्रिक चार्जेस में ब्रेक कर सकते हैं, वैसे मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल को और स्मॉल पार्ट में ब्रेक हम लोग नहीं कर सकते हैं। यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं। सो इसका मीनिंग ये कि मैग्नेटिक मोनोपोल जो होते हैं वो नहीं एग्जिस्ट करते हैं। यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं मैग्नेटिक मोनोपोल एग्जिस्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। अब यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं वी हैव शोन दैट अ करंट लूप। यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं हमने करंट लूप के बारे में जो डिस्कस किया है। वी हैव शोन दैट द करंट लूप, फर्स्ट वन इज प्रोड्यूसेस अ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड एंड बिहेव्स लाइक अ मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल। तो ये एक मैग्नेटिक फील्ड प्रोड्यूस करता है जो कि मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल की तरह बिहेव करता है, ठीक है। यहाँ देखिए सेकेंड, एंड इज सब्जेक्टेड टू टॉर्क लाइक अ मैग्नेटिक निडल, एंड इज सब्जेक्टेड टू टॉर्क लाइक मैग्नेटिक निडल। और ये टॉर्क एक्सपीरियंस करता है जैसे कि मैग्नेटिक निडल टॉर्क एक्सपीरियंस करती है। दिस लेड एम्पियर टू सजेस्ट दैट ऑल मैग्नेटिज्म इज ड्यू टू सर्कुलेटिंग करंट। तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं दिस लेड एम्पियर टू सजेस्ट दैट, एम्पियर ने यहाँ से ये सजेशन दिया कि सर्कुलेटिंग जो करंट्स होती हैं मैग्नेटिज्म इज ड्यू टू सर्कुलेटिंग करेंट्स। यहाँ पे जो भी मैग्नेटिज्म है वो ऐसे ही सर्कुलेटिंग करंट से जनरेट होती हैं। दिस सीम्स टू पार्शियली ट्रू एंड नो मोनोपोल्स हैव बीन सीन सो फार। तो ये जो है यही सही लगता है क्योंकि जो मोनोपोल है वो हमको नहीं मिला कभी। वी हैव नॉट सीन magnetic monopoles, okay. However, elementary particles such as an electron or a proton have elementary particles such as an electron or proton also carry an intrinsic magnetic moment। तो यहाँ पे आप जानते हैं जो हमारे elementary particles हैं जैसे कि इलेक्ट्रॉन, प्रोटॉन, ये सब भी जो मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट कैरी करते हैं एंड नॉट अकाउंटेड बाय सर्कुलेटिंग करंट्स, तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं आप कि जो मैग्नेटिज्म का जनरेशन हो रहा है वो एक्चुअली सर्कुलेटिंग करंट से हो रहा है। और ये सर्कुलेटिंग करंट जो है या फिर करंट कैरिंग लूप लार्ज डिस्टेंस पे मैग्नेटिक फील्ड प्रोड्यूस करते हैं और बिहेव करते हैं लाइक मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल। और यहाँ पे मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल ही जो है वो स्मॉलेस्ट बेसिक यूनिट है और इसको और स्मॉल पार्ट में ब्रेक नहीं किया जा सकता है। जैसे कि इलेक्ट्रिक डाइपोल को दो स्मॉल पार्ट जैसे कि उसके चार्जेस नेगेटिव और पॉजिटिव चार्जेस में ब्रेक किया जा सकता है, बट मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल ही इसमें स्मॉलेस्ट है, इसको और ब्रेक हम लोग नहीं कर सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पे ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग रिज़ल्ट मिलता है आपको, बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है ये। और आपको यहाँ पे दिखाना होगा कि कैसे हम लोग किसी करंट कैरिंग लूप को मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल बोल सकते हैं, ओके। सो आई होप कि आपको ये टॉपिक समझ में आया है। और आप इस टॉपिक को पढ़ने से पहले आपको इलेक्ट्रिक डाइपोल मोमेंट, उसके बाद इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी इन एक्सियल एंड इक्वाटोरियल लाइन का डेरिवेशन कंप्लीट करना चाहिए, जिससे आपको दो फ़ायदे मिलते हैं। एक तो आपको इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स रिवाइज होता है और दूसरा आप उसको मैग्नेटिज्म के साथ कंपेयर कर पाते हैं। तो यहाँ पे दोनों एक साथ पढ़ेंगे तो दोनों को हम लोग कंपेयर कर पाएंगे, एक्सियल लाइन में और इक्वाटोरियल लाइन दोनों में। तो स्टूडेंट्स ट्राई टू रिवाइज द थिंग्स, try to correlate this magnetic dipole with the electric dipole in chapter 1 and try to understand the difference between the magnetic and electric dipole, okay, and try to revise the topics on the daily basis. It will help you to understand the concept in more deep way, okay. So I hope you understand the concept of how current carrying loop behaves as magnetic dipole. Okay, so thank you for watching this session. In next session we will start the magnetic dipole moment of revolving electron. Okay, so you can study this topic by yourself. It will help you to understand this concept. So thank you for watching.